The following program is video supplemental instruction. VSI is brought to you by the Teaching Center, UF's Learning Support Center, www.teachingcenter.ufl.edu.
For number 6, we're again dealing with logarithms, and we need to just find out which of the following numbers is negative. So this is kind of a trick question because if you saw this immediately, this answer would be very simple, but it's not entirely obvious. So let's determine how could we get a logarithmic expression to be negative. So first let's just think about a normal log graph. Log x or ln or log base 2 or anything, they all have the same shape and they all look like that. They also all cross through this point right here, 1, 0, and how steep they curve is dependent on what base you use. But this point is the same for all of them. So when you have 1, 0, what that means is if you wanted this to equal a negative number, the only way you can do that is if you plugged in a number that was in between 0 and 1. So we're looking for a fraction. Well, if you look here, all of these arguments, what you're doing the log of is 5. You're not doing a fraction. So obviously, this can't be a log that has a standard base, log 2, log 10, ln. The log 1/2 is the outlier here. What does that mean here? When you have log 1/2, 5, remember that in a logarithmic expression, you're asking, this basically means 1/2 raised to what power is 5? Well, if you're starting with a fraction, 1/2, and you want to end up with 5, first of all, it's obviously not going to be a whole number because 2 to no power is 5. But if you're starting with a fraction and you want to get a whole number, you have to reciprocal at some point, which means that's going to have to be a negative power. That's the only one that could possibly give you a negative number. Because let me write that out here. This is the same thing as saying 1/2 to the x equals 5. Even though that's not a whole number and you don't need to know that answer, you don't need to know what it is for this problem, it should be obvious that x definitely has to be a negative number because you're going to have to flip this 1/2 and then do something to the 2 to increase it to a 5. But that's the only one out of these that's going to be negative, so that's answer choice B.
The Teaching Center, UF's Learning Support Center, www.teachingcenter.ufl.edu.